Hi, welcome to the video. Today I'll talk about the implications of the impeachment on Vice President Sara Duterte. Can it be continued with the new Congress after June 30? Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back. I am Dean Rod Vera, and I will explain to you what are my opinions and my thoughts regarding the impeachment trial, or at least the impeachment case of VP Vice President Sara Duterte. As you know, in the first week of February, the House of Representatives found 215 signatories to the impeachment complaint, and therefore it was transmitted to the Senate of the Philippines. And we all saw the videos, we all saw the media reports that the Senate did receive the articles of impeachment from the House of Representatives. Now, before the Senate could act on it, before it could be read into the agenda of any meeting, the Senate all of a sudden adjourned themselves till the first week of June 2025. Of course, this is in line with their campaign period because the re-electionist senators have to be given some time to run a campaign to be re-elected. Of course, that's beside the point. Now, many pundits, many commentators, and many lawyers have said that the Senate shall forthwith continue with the trial or have a trial. And some lawyers are also saying that it's too late to file for an impeachment, and if ever there's a trial, it won't happen. And if it does resume on June 2, 2025, there's no more time to have a trial till the next session or the next Congress, which starts on July 1. Now, I shall give my opinion, take note, just an opinion on the matters here. I'd like to give an alternative to what's really happening on this, on what's on the national side. Okay, but first, let's begin. What is impeachment? Now, with regards to a trial, meaning, as you know, if anybody wants to get punished for an offense, one has to go through a trial, a criminal court trial. But in our Constitution, there are certain officers, the Vice President being one of them, that can only be removed from office or technically fired by impeachment. And the impeachment process is basically like, hopefully you don't know what it is, a criminal complaint. So basically, it's on a larger scale, and of course, it's higher standards. But it basically boils down that a complaint is filed with the appropriate office, with the House of Representatives, saying that the Vice President or the impeachable officer did bad things, bad enough to be fired. So the House of Representatives has the mandate under the Constitution to review the complaint, study it, and present it to the plenary or the whole House saying, hey guys, what do you think? Should we file the charge? So when they vote yes, technically that officer, being the Vice President, is impeached. Now, impeached doesn't mean removed. Impeached means technically charged. In the Philippine setting, that means there's a information filed, a criminal information. In the US system, we can use the word technically indicted, meaning there's a formal charge accusing that person of the crimes, in this case, the bad things that the Vice President did. Why do I say bad things? Because technically it's not a criminal trial. It's only the allegations, the charges that the person should be removed from office. So, here's the first point. Now, the facts state that the impeachment was concluded, meaning there was a formal and a legal impeachment in the House of Representatives. Then it was transmitted to the Senate. And before the Senate as a body, as a whole, the 24 senators could read it or act on it, they said, hey, let's take a vacation. Well, not really a vacation, but they adjourned till June 2, which is about 115, 16 days from today. Now, here's 2 points. First, under the Constitution, the Senate, or either House, whether it be Senate or the House of Representatives, cannot adjourn for more than 3 days without the consent of the other. Meaning, if the Senate wants to adjourn for 4 days, they ask, hey, House, can we adjourn for 4 days? Sure. Did they do this for the 117 days? For my research, as of today, February 8, there was no consent from the House of Representatives. Third, will there be a trial between now and the end of the session, which is June 30? My view is that it is. There has to be a trial, or sorry, there can be a trial, because even though the Senate is adjourned, they're only adjourned as a legislative body, a body that creates law. Since the charge has been filed, the impeachment complaint has been filed, under an analogy, under interpretation of the Constitution, the Senate is now a two-person body. A two-body agency. Meaning they're both legislators as a Senate, and now they are judges, not anymore senators, they are judges in an impeachment trial or an impeachment proceeding. So they are now not acting as legislators. There's a famous case, the Pimentel case, I'll cite the reference below, the citation in the description, that the Senate, when acting as another form, they are not acting as legislators. But of course, it wasn't about impeachment, but it was about they are another body. They are another form of a collective body, or in this sense, they are now judges. So, can there be a session? Of course, there can be, as long as they call themselves, hey guys, let's go back to work, let's do this trial. Whether that will be done or not, I don't know. But again, there's already jurisprudence, a Supreme Court decision saying, yes, you are adjourned as legislators, but you can be still convened as judges for this impeachment trial. Another point I'd like to make is that even if, let's say, there are new senators elected in May and they assume office on July 1, 2025, will it change? Is the impeachment complaint dead in the water? No, it isn't. My opinion says it's still alive. Why? Because it's not a law. It's not a House bill or a Senate bill. It doesn't die a natural death when it doesn't go beyond the first reading, or it does not pass into a law. Also, it is akin. So imagine it is an impeachment. So there is a process, a constitutional process that must be followed. Why? It is important, especially for the people, that if a high official, such as the vice president or president, is already impeached, then there must be a continuation of the process. It cannot be left hanging. And secondly, it cannot be dismissed based on a technicality that, hey, we already adjourned and we now have a new Congress starting July 1. I think it's the 19th Congress, now it's going to be the 20th Congress. It cannot be dismissed or just thrown away because of that technicality. Now, it is akin to the Sandigan Bayan, wherein it is a trial court, but it's a trial court of at least 3 justices. Of course, in the natural progression of things, a judge may retire, may be resigned. Therefore, those justices of 3, if one leaves, is replaced. So the replacement does happen. Of course, it happens. It happens every year. But are the pending trials dismissed, stopped, or shelved? No. Those trials, once ongoing, will continue despite the change of one of the judges. So, are we saying then that the impeachable officers are exempt in this rule? They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be higher than any of the people tried in the Sandigan Bayan. They already are higher in the sense that there's a higher standard for them to be charged, and that process of being charged or impeached was followed. Therefore, even if they have a trial in May or in the first week of June, it will still continue despite the number of changes or the number of senators who left or who are voted anew or re-elected, or new senators on July 1. And another point, as of 2025, there are still 12 senators who are still safe until 2028. Therefore, they themselves can be the judges of 12. They don't have to. In fact, they are on vacation right now. They don't have to be. They're not up for re-election. So what are they going to do from now till June 2? See? So they might as well work because they are called for under the Constitution to work. Hopefully you picked up something from this. This is basically, to reiterate, this is my opinion. Of course, it's based on my studying and my research as a lawyer. Hopefully, you have picked up something on this. Thank you very much. Hi, please do me a favor and smash that like button. It'll help me a lot and it will trigger the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you don't, my dog will eat this exam booklet and that student has to repeat his final exam again.